Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. So we are going to be taking a look here at the future Androids EZAs that we got yesterday with the release of the Android 13 EZA stuff as well. These, of course, were data mined, or they were in one of the files on data download on JP, I think, before the worldwide celebration. So we've known that these EZAs are coming for a while. Basically, the information was put into the database for their stickers. And as of course, I'm sure you know at this point, only Dokkan Fest exclusives and EZAs can get stickers. So that information being put into the database essentially confirmed that their EZA was coming. We just had no idea when. And there was a lot of speculation that Worldwide would be related to it. Worldwide did end up being largely future based. It was more around Trunks, but whatever. Largely future based, and we didn't get it then. But now, with a bunch of Android buffs, you know, Android 21, the Android 13 movie stuff, they have now released these in the game. So we're going to take a look at them. Sticker effect for 18 is pretty cool. Any unit that has like a key sphere on their card art usually gets a fairly decent sticker effect. Their leader skills are pretty terrible, but I mean, we're not going to be using them for that, right? Their super attack for 18, raise attack for 1 turn, supreme damage, raise defense by 30% for 3 turns. So she will keep her defense stack from the super until the next turn, and obviously any additionals, we can get some stacks out of that. And then her passive is pretty long. Attack and defense 150. She changes physical orbs to AGL, and then she changes int to physical, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when HP is 78% or less. Which is kind of annoying, I guess, because that means that you're not proccing this on the first turn. She gets an additional 20% attack and 30% defense per AGL key sphere obtained, or she just gets 20% to both if it's non-AGL, so you're getting more defense if you are picking up AGL orbs. Medium chance to dodge, key 1, and an additional attack and defense 50%, chance to dodge 18% per Future Saga ally attacking in the same turn. So if we have a full Future Saga rotation, we're running a full Future Saga team. So that means that she should, in theory, with those added together, it should have a 66% chance to dodge, as well as getting an extra 2 key and an extra 100% attack and defense, which is pretty good. I didn't give her any skill orbs. She is link level 10. I built her for full dodge because I think for the future androids, I rainbowed them back when they didn't have their EZAs anyway, so it's not like you would probably really use them very much. But her, she probably wants to be full dodge, right? She's probably the more defensive of the two. We'll go through 17's details when he's on rotation. I do want to try and get them together, so we're going to float him off. He's on the second turn. So here we have Fierce Battle and Dismal Future. We are running Future Gohan's team. They only have 2 200% leads, Future Gohan and AGL Cell, who, I mean, AGL Cell pretty outdated now. But we did get 7 orbs. So she's at 368k, which is not bad. She's going to get 30% on super. So we're going to be about 400k, little over 400k. Oh, sorry, 500k defense, which is pretty good. And then she's going to have, what, 66% chance to dodge as from her passive, as well as the 15% chance to dodge from the hidden potential that I've given her. So now let me check. What orbs are you changing? Just so we can see. Ready for the next turn. Tech. So I do want to try and leave tech orbs if I can, which of course are the only ones I can pick up to get a super for you. But I guess we don't really care about you supering if you're not getting attacked. Alright, so 4 mil. Okay. Now again, this is going to be one of her worst turns in terms of like the links that are active and everything, but and there you go. I mean, 3 for 3 with the dodges. I mean, if you're going into some more difficult content and you get a turn like that, that's kind of what we want, right? Getting all the dodges. But yeah, I think Cell Max has the potential to be a standalone card now. Now that Hirudegan's coming out for New Year's, I mean, we kind of already knew, right, with the Fat Janemba being a standalone card, of how big he can be in the movie. I know he's like different sizes at different times, but yeah, Fat Janemba and now Hirudegan standalone cards. There's no way that like Cell Max, people say, oh, it's impossible for him to get a card that's not a giant form. I feel like that's definitely not the case now, right? So I think if we do get another big superhero themed thing, we could definitely see that. I don't want to use their active skill this early, but I don't want Goku Black to get slapped around here. I could use an item, I suppose. Because then him getting built up would be good. Although imagine if he gets immediately supered in slot 1. Let's do that. So we'll do that. I don't want to pick up the... Oh, I suppose we're going to kill him this turn, right? I was going to say, I don't want to pick up the AGL orbs because then we lose out on the AGL orbs for next turn for 18. But, oh, great. Well, anyway, 17. So these two units are basically like mirror images of each other, right? So instead of raising attack for 1 turn and raising defense for 3 turns, he raises defense for 1 turn and attack for 3 turns, which is objectively worse overall, I think, right? You want the extra defense more so. He's going to be able to hit higher attack stats. He changes the tech orbs to physical and then changes STR to AGL, as well as having a chance to additional if you're at 78% or less. I do like that they have that secondary orb changing thing. It's kind of to help set up the other character. And if they are both on the same rotation together, it means you're creating a ton of physical and AGL orbs, but they don't overlap at all. So like this guy won't ever change AGL orbs and 18 won't ever change physical orbs. So they will complement each other. I mean, you could literally end up, if they're all both on the same rotation and you're at 78% or less HP, you could essentially change the entire orb field into just AGL and physical orbs, which is kind of cool. But then unfortunately, whilst 18 gets a bunch of dodge, this guy gets crit chance, which, you know, nice for doing damage, but nothing particularly crazy when it comes to defense, especially because he's getting he gets 30% attack and 20% defense from the physical orbs, whereas obviously, as we saw, the 18 gets extra defense if she's picking up the AGL orbs. So they do this all the time, right? They do it with the 18 and 17 units sometimes. They do it with Goku and Vegeta units. They're just kind of the opposites of each other for a lot of their abilities. But I feel like in this case specifically, that really hurts the 17. Like 18 is just significantly better in... I was going to say in almost every way, but like she's better defensively. The physical 17 is better offensively. But it's not like he's doing... I mean, we only got... To be fair, we only got 3 physical orbs, and he did a 5 million attack, which is not terrible for a nuking-style unit. But... well, this is an interesting turn. So let's go for... Let's do this. And then we can get what? That's 8 with 6 blues. And that's only 5 blues. So now she did carry over defense from the previous turn, because remember her super attack effect is for 3 turns. So she's at 258 start of turn with just Fierce Battle and Dismal Future. Dismal Future is only key and crit chance. So she's not getting any defense from support or links on this turn. And we get 8 orbs, so that puts us to 420. So 420k with a 66% chance to dodge plus the hidden potential on top. And then, of course, she's getting another 30% raise from her actual super attack effect. So, I mean, that seems pretty good. I think the major downside is not only the lack of the 200% leaders, but let's say, for example, that, just for argument's sake, they did get a 200% lead from Android 21. And this kind of applies to Cell. Or we could just say if Cell was still good. Either way. Not only are Cell and Android 21 not Future Saga characters, but a large amount of the Android team itself, unless we're running like, I guess the cells count for like the Android Cell Saga, not the same. Like some of the units that we'd want to run on the Android team, especially now with like the physical LR androids, AGL 13, like a lot of those units are not on the Future Saga, and they want to have Future Saga allies on rotation with them. So even if you're running the 2 of them together, so they always have at least 1 Future Saga ally on rotation with them, they're not exactly like anything game breaking. Plus the other problem is with these units, and I feel like we see this happen from time to time, especially units like, one of the big examples that comes to mind is the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4s from not this recent Heroes Celebration, the one before, where Goku and Vegeta, the two limit breakers, with their passives and their links and all that stuff, you see those two units and you think, okay, well, these two want to be run together as a rotation. But neither of them were good enough to be a slot 1 unit, so running them as a rotation was essentially like impossible for actual difficult content. And I feel like these guys have the same problem, right? You want to run them together to get all their links, and then on an, you know, say you were running just an androids team, they're going to at least be a future Saga ally for the other android. But then, like, which one do you put in slot 1? You'd have to put android 18 in slot 1 and just rely on the dodge. And in any sort of difficult content, that's essentially making her into like a dodge or die character, right? So, well, we did not get a good set of orbs for 17, did we? Now, this will be an interesting turn for 18. So, she has every single link active now except Battlefield Diva. She has that, and 17 has Nightmare. So we got a lot of links active now, including Android Assault, which is 20% defense. What is Organic Upgrade? 5% attack and defense and crit chance. Okay. Twin Terrors, obviously typical Android 17 and 18 link. That's another 5%. So we got some decent links active here, and we can get 11 AGL orbs. That's pretty good. So we'll do that. What is she going to be at now? Yeah, 690k. So 690k defense. She's getting 30% on super, and then has a 66% chance to dodge. Now, in this case, actually, she can be a slot 1 unit, right? She could tank every single normal attack in the game with that defense. And then, of course, with the high chance to dodge, she could just dodge a super if we were going up against like Fusion Zamasu or something. So 5.86. Obviously, her attack stat, nothing crazy, and she doesn't build up crit chance or anything. Because she does raise attack for 1 turn, though, if you get an additional super, you're raising your attack a little bit more, and she gets the extra defense buff as well. So she eats this for... Oh, okay, I was going to say, she eats this for double digits, or she just dodges. So, I mean, very, very good turn for her. We did get bad luck with the orb changing, though. We got so many AGL orbs, but no physical. So, whilst it was a really good turn for 18, really bad turn for 17. She got, you know, he's the more offensive-based one, as we've already said. And she's hitting a higher attack stat than him on that turn, which is a little bit unfortunate. So, we're going to finish off... No, we're not. Alright, so you get the domain expansion for Gohan. Wait, is his allies and enemies? I just thought. Yeah, it is. So they're gonna be taking more damage now, which is not really ideal, but I mean, we kind of have to do this, right? That. Let's leave. What is it? The orb? What orbs does she change again? Oh no, she's changing physicals to AGL. Wait, I was wrong. He doesn't change AGL, does he? No, he changes tech to physical. Wait. So he changes tech to physical and STR to AGL, which helps out 18. But 18 changes physical to AGL and int to physical. So I did wonder why we had no physical orbs on that previous turn. And apparently I just completely forgot. I guess because we read her passive out first. So 17 only helps 18 because he doesn't ever change AGL orbs. But she does change physical orbs. So she screws over 18 basically, 17 basically. Which is an interesting design choice, to say the least. Huh. Well, they don't need to super, because we're going to kill him this turn anyway. Yeah, that's weird. Because then, again, going back to their design of how you would run them on a team, how you would want to run a rotation, that means if you're running them together as a rotation, you're losing out on all of the physical orbs on the turn. Which is just counterproductive. Yeah, that's kind of awkward. Oh, he sealed 18. Are you serious? Well, in that case, let's go for... Let's see if we can get a big turn for 17 then, since we can't even super with 18. That's just very strange to me. Why would they do that? Like I say, 17 doesn't change any of the orbs that 18 needs, but she changes his orbs. That seems very strange of a choice. Like, why would they do that? I'm genuinely bamboozled. I mean, she's still taking double digits from the normals. Now, she's not going to get her super attack raise, which means we do lose some stacks going into the next turn. But I mean, she's fairly consistently dodged, right? I would say she's dodged at least, what, like 70 or 80% of the attacks in the entire run, which is cool. But yeah, 17, even with giving him those 10 orbs, now they weren't the physical ones, but yeah, 18 is a bad sister. Yeah, like on the good turns, with a decent amount of orbs, I feel like 18 has looked really good, but then even on turns where we've where we got 10 orbs, I feel like the 17 has never really looked particularly good. So to a certain extent, you could probably make the case that you could just run like just 18, because with her links, in fact, let me look at her link set here. Let's get the link partner thing up. Is she going to be... I mean, obviously their best link partners are going to be each other, but I imagine there's probably, you know, she's going to link up well with other androids anyway. I mean, she shares... Okay, so she shares 6 links with him, but she also shares 6 links with the tech androids. But they also want orbs. And they're changing... What is it they change? They want tech orbs, which she... Does she not change? I don't think she changes tech orbs, does she? Imagine if she changed. Imagine if her after the HP restriction one was tech orbs, then she'd just be the most awkward partner for like all of these units ever. And then she drops down to having 4 links with some other 18s, which is not great. 3 links with the Android 21s and the free-to-play like sync 18, the new STR 18. Yeah, 3 links. Interesting. Like, she would work okay on 21's team, but you'd have to run her with at least one Future Saga ally on rotation to get that extra dodge and everything, ideally. So, I don't know. That seems very weird. Also, this rotation is super bad, because 17 is probably going to get clapped up here a little bit. Let's see. So she's at 435, he's at 350. Oh god, yeah, see, he's at 350 and doesn't get dodge or anything. And of course, because of the domain, is going to take extra damage. So I feel like he is going to die here. I mean, I think we've been going on long enough with this showcase. I think 18 is really good, but I mean, I guess I say really good. Like, her attack stats aren't particularly crazy. It's like the dodge chance that kind of carries her viability. But the 17 just seems really unusable. And I was going to say, if he gets supered, we're just dead. Because, of course, Nova hits fairly hard. And it's type disadvantage as well. I don't know. 18 seems good. But again, they need Future Saga allies on the rotation. Because otherwise she's not getting all of that extra dodge chance. So they only have Future Gohan and Cell as a 200% lead. So if you're running her on in any other version of the Androids build, she's only going to have a 170 lead anyway. And then I guess you can kind of make up for the passives from like getting the extra 50% attack and defense from having a Future Saga ally. You can kind of make up for some of that by having the characters like the LR androids and Android 13, although it's not giving quite as big of a buff. But then, yeah, they seem very weirdly suited for when they released. And yeah, I can't believe, again, I've misread it and made a mistake midway through, but like, why does she change physical orbs? I do not get that at all. He doesn't change AGL orbs in either part of his passive, so he will only help 18. And then she changes physical orbs. And then these guys, what did they do for their orb changing again? Do they create random ones? Yeah, certain types. So again, if you're running her with them, she could change the tech orbs, or if she's in slot 1 when the turn loads up, she could create a bunch of AGL orbs, and then they could turn all the AGL orbs into tech because it's random. So even with the units that she's kind of good to be linked with, she doesn't really have super good synergy with them because of the weird orb changing. So I'm not really sure what to think about these guys. I don't know. I feel like I'm never going to use them again after this. So, because they don't fit on a normal Android team build. You don't really want to run them together as a rotation, like I said. And then, yeah, I don't know. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I'm not too hyped on them, but let me know what you guys think. Yeah, having too many orb changes clashes, and that's really bad. We see that a lot with even some of the newer units, right? Like God Goku and the Super Saiyan trio. Having too many orb changes on the same turn can be really bad. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.